Hey everybody, Danielle here. My pronouns are she, her, and this is the first clip of my July stitchy vlog video. And yeah, like if you're returning, thank you so much. I appreciate you, I love you. And if you're new here, I hope you find something that you like and you'll decide to stick around. It is July 1st, and I am starting off the month by getting my Caroline Manning round robin piece onto the Q-snap to get this started. This is Caroline Manning Ruby, but it's not the full pattern. This is one of those patterns that came with 4 smalls in addition to the big full pattern, and this is one of those smalls. Like I said, it's a round robin. I'm doing this with my friends Mandy and Michelle and Megan. We were a group for the Ink Circles round robin that Michelle Bendy hosted last year, and we were like, yep, let's do it again. But we didn't really want to do ink circles, like not all 4 of us wanted to do ink circles again, so we picked Caroline Manning. And yeah, so this is Mandy's piece. Megan has my piece right now. And hopefully in roughly a year, I think by the time it all shakes out, it might be more like 14 or 15 months, I have my completed piece pack. So we're taking this one a bit more casually and relaxed than last year. So might take more than a year, but yeah, so I've got this loaded up. I put it into Pattern Keeper and I marked off. I like to mark off all the stitches that have been done and all the stitches that I don't have to do, because then it just leaves my quarter. And so I can see the boundaries very clearly because they've been marked off. So I don't have to be like, oh shoot, I accidentally went down a line, or oh shoot, I accidentally like, you know, skipped a line of stitching right at the borders, you know? But then also, like, I like to color complete, and so it really helps me to know actually how many stitches of a color I have left to do. I know you can kind of extrapolate from, you know, well, if there's 1,600 stitches left and I have to do, or let's say there's 1,500 stitches left and I only have to do a quarter of them, then, you know, or a quarter's been done. So there's 3 quarters left, like then I only have to do 500 of those. But I just like to have Pattern Keeper tell me this is how many stitches are left of this color, and I know that those are all my stitches to put in. I don't have to like guess or round, because then like once you start putting stitches in, it becomes more muddled, you know? So, and then also that means that the percentage done is actually like, right now my Pattern Keeper says it's 75% done. So I know that those 25%, you know, is mine. And that when I hit 100, I'm done. Like I don't have to do the math of like, well, there's this many stitches and this many were already done and this many is how many those people have to do. It's just easier for me to just mark everything off in Pattern Keeper that's already done, or already done and will be done by others, so that only my quarter is left. Yeah, so this is where we're starting. These are the stitches that Mandy put in. And yeah, as you can see, it's all shades of red. So I'm excited to get this going. I believe it's 1,640 stitches that I have to do. So yeah, I'm gonna get this going. I'm gonna do as much as I can before I go to New York. I am not gonna finish my quarter before I go to New York. So I would be very surprised if I did. We'll put it that way. But yeah, so we're gonna get going on this, and I'll see y'all in the next clip. Bye. Hey everyone. Today is Wednesday, July 3rd, and I have finished my portion of Mandy's Caroline Manning piece for our round robin. And this is Caroline Manning Ruby. It is one of the small charts that's included in the pattern. I don't know what the fabric is. I don't remember if she wrote it in her note. Obviously it is called for DMC, and yeah, I just finished this. I was really kind of hoping to finish it before I go to New York, but I didn't know that I could. But honestly, staying up all night with the dog has been very productive for my stitching, because like, I think when I'm just, you know, listening to my body, I'll be like, oh, I'm kind of tired, maybe I'll go to bed. So I'll stop stitching. But like, being forced to stay up to a certain time, even if I am tired, I've kind of been like, well, I may as well stitch because I can't go to bed. So I did 450 stitches on the first night I worked on it. And then I did 691 stitches the next night. And then this morning, since midnight, I've done 502, which finished it. So yeah, very, very excited to have this done. I will be sending it off to Megan in Canada by the end of the month. And then, so I don't actually have too much more stitching time before I leave. But what I think I will do is get my fabric for the Artsy Housewife coffee and eggs. I'll get that all set up on a Q-snap, and I'll see if I can get some stitches in before I go. But I at least want it to be ready to go when I come home and I'm ready to get back to stitching. So yeah. All right, I guess that's it for this clip. I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey everyone. It is currently Thursday, July 4th, although just barely. I said I wouldn't have too much more stitching time, and that's true. Like, I'm about to embark on my last stitching session before going to New York. So I just wanted to show you my color palette for Coffee and Eggs by the Artsy Housewife. And I thought I would show you a picture just in case you're unfamiliar. You know, a really little sidebar, little tangent. It kind of really bothers me when people say, I'm sure you've all seen it. I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you're stitching it. I'm sure, you know, like, and same with like, you know, I'm sure you're watching so-and-so. I'm sure you're watching this person, that person. It just feels very exclusionary to those who have not watched so-and-so or are not familiar with a pattern. One time somebody said, are you even a stitcher if you don't buy the new Blackbird that comes out, or something like that. It was basically, are you even a stitcher if you don't like, or you don't buy, or you don't stitch Blackbirds? And I made a comment. I was like, of course you are a stitcher if you do not stitch XYZ person. And I immediately unsubscribed. It just feels really exclusionary to say things like, I'm sure you've all seen it, everybody's stitching it. Yeah, like, I don't like it. So I thought I would show you a picture of the pattern in case you're unfamiliar with it. So I'm gonna move you to my tablet. Except for the little glare there, sorry. This is the pattern. And then, so just pay close attention to the color for the body of the chicken and for the coffee in the pot at the bottom, because I'm going to show you. I had to make a slight change. Yeah, but I love this. I've loved this since it came out. I have kind of like, it's one of those pieces where like, I don't know why I want to stitch it, but I want to stitch it. And so, but it gave me like major vibes of my aunt. And so finally, after all this time, I messaged my aunt and I was like, hey, do you love this? Because I think it's very you and I would like to stitch it for you, but not if you don't love it, because it's 10,000 stitches. So, but she said she loved it. So coming back, this is my palette. I decided to kit it up with the Roxy Flosstube conversion. However, I am making a change. So this color right here, which you can now easily see is a gentle art called Cinnamon. The skein of floss that Roxy Flosstube sent me looked almost identical. I can't point that far, but the next brown one it looked almost identical to that color. Now, keeping in mind, like, that color over there is not anywhere near the color of the chicken and the coffee, which again, let me just, like, you can see how dark that chicken is and the coffee, and then in the coffee pot. So I think, and contrast that with the color that it's close to is in the tails there, that one that's on the right. So it's like, first of all, they can't be that close together because, you know, they gotta be different. And second of all, it's just not even the same color family at all. So I took the pattern to acorns. I took, oh, this is just, everything's going everywhere. And I took what Roxy Flosco sent me, and then I pulled the called for, which I wouldn't buy because it's a Weeks Dye Works. But I went ahead and pulled the called for so that I could hold it up against other stuff. And while I did not find like a really good substitute, I even pulled out like all the DMC drawers and was like, because I got online a conversion site of like Weeks Dye Works hazelnut in DMC, and it told me something, and I pulled that color and I was like, nah. But I like pulled out all the drawers and was looking. But so this cinnamon color, I feel like is a pretty good in the spirit of the chicken and the coffee. Yeah, so I'm going to start this. I'm going to start with, there's a little leaf that goes down into a branch. So that's where we're going to get started. I would love to start on the rainbow, but it's kind of far in. I have to count like 30 stitches in. I don't want to count that far. To start the leaf, I only have to go about 10 in from the farthest left-hand point. So I'm gonna get this going, and I will check in before, well, I say I'll check in, but I probably won't. I'll probably just check in like after New York, after I get back to stitching this, and like once I'm ready to set it down. So, all right, see y'all in the next clip. I'm going to New York. Bye. Hey everyone. It is currently July 18th. I don't know what day of the week it is. I think it's Wednesday. So I made it back from New York. I did not die. I nearly died. I very, very, very nearly died from the heat. Y'all, it was so bad. Like 90 to 92 degrees, 80 to 85% humidity every day. Thunderstorms. I think I only got caught in the rain once, thankfully. But yeah, it was an amazing trip. I had a great time, but, Lord, y'all, it was hot. It was hot. I almost died. But so I'm home. I've been home for, 5 days. I mean, technically like 5 days. I came home on the 12th, but I didn't actually get home till the 13th, like the very early morning of the 13th. And I haven't really managed too many stitches since I've been home because I came home with COVID. I landed at 2 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, and by 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday, I was symptomatic. So, thankfully, I have turned the corner. My voice might not sound great. I am still a little congested, but I feel much better. Like last night I was able to like function, put away laundry, like actually, you know, and I was actually like excited to stitch, like ready to get to it. So yeah, like came home with COVID, I was so exhausted. Yeah, like since I've been home, I've only stitched basically 3 stitching sessions. Before I left, I don't know if I showed you where I was before I left. I had stitched this whole leaf, and I had started this branch, and I got the branch to like, I came over, and I did this little offshoot. So when I came home, the first thing I did was I continued my branch and finished it. And then I pulled out the light green color and did boop, boop, boop. And then I pulled out the dark green color and did boop, boop, boop. So yeah, I have a question for y'all though, very important. I messed up one of these leaves. Like, it's very customized. And I wanna know if you look at these leaves and go, oh, ew, one of those looks really jacked up. And if so, tell me which one, so that like I know if you've identified the right one, or if just the leaves as charted look weird to you, and if you would pull it out and do it correctly if it were you. It's not gonna touch anything, so I am tempted to leave it, but I'm also heavily tempted to rip it out and fix it. But for tonight anyways, I just wanted to get the leaves done. I just needed to have them done. And this is a 10,000 stitch project. I'm gonna have loads of time that if I want to take out a leaf, I can, and it's only half a leaf. I only messed up on one side of the leaf. I'll have loads of time to do that. Just like, I guess I should, I mean, I know I just talked about it in the last clip, but for me, that was like over 2 weeks ago. This is Coffee and Eggs by the Artsy Housewife. I am stitching this for my aunt to be a gift, to be gifted. I don't know when, because I do not do deadline stitching. And I'm using Roxy Floss Co. 20 count Ada in the color Panettone, and I'm using their floss conversion, except for one color, actually this brown color right here. The brown they sent me, I just did not think was appropriate for the pattern, and so I found a different color. But yeah, so I'm actually going to put this away. Hold on. I actually should see how far I got percentage-wise, because that's my new thing now, y'all. I like to, I've decided now I want like all my projects to be at least 10%. However, this is a bigger project, so I'm going to give myself a little grace. My markup says that I'm at 7%. But I do plan to pick it back up. I'm gonna take it to Pinwis, which is in just a little less than 2 months, because I have it on good authority that the designer is going to be at Pinwis as an attendee. And so like, I'm not gonna like hunt her down, but if I should happen to stumble across her table, I'm gonna be like, hey, could I get a picture with you with my whip? Because I figure, when I go to Pinwis, logically, the next places I would go from here is the rainbow or the eggs. So the rainbow lives right here, and the eggs, like one of them is right here and one of them's like right here. So that would be super easy color blocking stitching. So this is a great whip, I think, to take to Pinwis with me. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and give myself some grace and put it down. I would have to put in another 300 stitches to get to 10%. And I was feeling it a little bit more when I started to stitch last night, but since I've been home, I don't know, I just wasn't really feeling it. So I'm gonna give myself permission to set it down. And I was like, I don't even know what I want to stitch. I was looking at all my whips. I was like hard evaluating all my whips. And either like I've just worked on them recently, or they're ones that are coming down the pipeline to be worked on soon. And I was just like, I just couldn't settle. So what I've decided to do for the next couple days anyways, is I'm gonna pull out my Stitch for Pride July drop, because I feel like part of my problem is that as much as I do love this 20 count, I hate 1-strand stitching. So I really, really want to do some 2-strand stitching right now, and that will be I'll be doing 2-strand stitching on my Stitch for Pride. And also the drop for July is so like geometric, and I think it'll just be like comfort soothing stitches. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna pick up next. And then I don't know, I had wanted to work on my Home in the Garden by Hello by Liz Matthews, or no, sorry, Hello from Liz Matthews. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to do even weave stitching right now. I'm just feeling like that I just want comfort stitching. So we'll see. I'm gonna do my Stitch for Pride drop first, and then we'll see what happens. And then I have really no plans for August. I don't know what I'm gonna stitch in August. I was thinking maybe the next thing I do is prep. So like I know this is gonna go to Penwest with me. And then I was thinking I might get out my beachcomber piece and finally finish off the very top part, because then that box that's in the middle would be great retreat stitching if I can prep it beforehand. But then I might be done working on the WIP. Like if I get it prepped, then I might be like, no, I don't want to take that. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, this is my update. Like I said, I'm gonna put it down, but I'll be picking it back up again in a couple months at least. It would be nice to get monthly progress on this just because it is a gift. And the way that I tend to work my WIPs, if I did 10% every time I touched it, it would take me 10 years. So no, that's not a good game plan for it being a gift. So yeah, it would be nice to like get just a little bit of progress every month on this project. If I could do 1,000 stitches a month, it would be done in under a year. So we'll see. But yeah, I'll let you go for now, and I'll see you on the next clip with my finish of Stitch for Pride July drop. See you in the next one. Bye. Hey everyone. Today is just barely Tuesday, July 23rd. I know it's the 23rd. I think it's Tuesday. And you might be like, what's this, Danielle? This wasn't what you said you were gonna come back with. I said I was gonna come back with a finish on Stitch for Pride. We're not quite there yet. I have one more row of the little tiles to do. So some things have happened, and it inspired an impromptu start. I'm going to get political here for a minute, just as a warning. So this pattern is called, like, let's start with the details. This pattern is called Queen of Everything by Pickle Barrel Designs. I've had this pattern for a while, and I wanted to start it a long time ago, but at the time I had Drama Llama by Bendy Stitchy as a WIP, and it sort of felt like in the same vein. And so I was like, let's finish Drama Llama first. Well, I finished Drama Llama a year and a half ago, and I never did start like another, I call them like protest pieces or movement pieces. I never did start another one after I finished Drama Llama. I have several. So, but what made me pull this out and what made me change up some things was now technically 2 days ago, although it's only been about 36 hours, President Biden announced that he is dropping out of the race for the 2024 presidential election, and he has endorsed his VP, Kamala Harris, to be the new nominee for the party. And I have big feelings about all of this. I've been having big feelings about the election for a while. like, without getting too into the weeds, all I will say is that, like, I don't know that our country can survive another Trump presidency. The damage that will be done if that man is put back in office will be catastrophic. As the, months and whatnot have been going on, it has been feeling really bad to, like, see how close of a race it is, to see how many people are just willing to, they're either too ignorant or too selfish or too privileged to care. I don't know, but it's been very discouraging. And obviously there was the whole debate fiasco, and, honestly, like, I'm really scared that, we were already scared that Biden would not defeat Trump, but now, like, I just feel like I don't know who can, And so I have been living in a lot of despair about the election and what's going to happen in just a mere, it's not even 4 months away anymore. Been living in a lot of despair about what's going to happen with the election in 4 months. And when Biden announced that Kamala Harris, should be the nominee, and everybody started, supporting her, coming out to endorse her, all the money that has been raised. So I saw a meme, somebody pointed out that the movie Barbie had been released a year prior to the day that this happened, and this was July 21st. And so Barbie had turned 1 year old, and of course, in the movie Barbie, there is a Black female president. And so this, like, sparked something in me, and I thought of this pattern, the queen of everything, and what the whole thing says. I'll put up a picture somewhere so that you can see the whole thing. So what the whole thing says is, what's a queen without a king? Well, historically speaking, more powerful. And when I saw the Barbie thing, I decided that I wanted to stitch this and do it in Barbie pinks. And so the plan, the idea is that I got to start on it, well, technically yesterday, the 22nd. I didn't even see the meme about Barbie until the 22nd, so I couldn't have started it on the 21st. But I started it technically yesterday. I actually put Barbie on, and this is 225 stitches, while I watched Barbie, and it took me over midnight, so that's why now it's the 23rd. But, so I'm gonna go ahead. I just wanted to start this. I'm gonna put it down, and then I'm going to pick this back up, like, the week of the election, because I'm going to have a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety, and so I'm going to channel that into stitching this. And then the hope is, so if I stitch on that for, like, a whole week, because realistically, if we start it, like, a couple days before the election, and then, of course, it'll take days to shake out all the battleground states and whatnot. Like, in theory, it's going to take 2, 3, 4 days to know who the winner is of the election. So if I work on this for, like, a week during election time, then the goal, the hope, the prayer, the dream, the I don't know what will be to pull this back out in January and finish it on Kamala Harris's inauguration day. So I have converted it to Barbie pinks. So in the original pattern, which like I said, I'll have it on the screen, the 3 purples are, 2 of them are very close. So like, I'm okay with these being close. I'm using this middle one for the words. This darker one is going to be down at the bottom where it says powerful. And then this is the pink that's going to fill in that box. Because these 2 are kind of like the Barbie pinks. And then I just picked this pink because I needed a 3rd pink. And then these are the 2 that are for like the castle. That's better. These 2 yellows are for the castle, for the crown, and for the little doodad at the bottom. One is a Gloriana. This lighter one is a Gloriana. This darker one is a Silk and Colors by the Thread Gatherer. And so the whole thing's in silk. This is a 16 count Aida from Stash. I'm pretty sure that this is a Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers because it's pretty stiff. She's definitely like the stiffest, crunchiest Aida that I own. But I had 2 pieces of it, so I'm not actually entirely sure. But yeah, so so the blue fabric is inspired by the movie poster's background is like sky blue. So yeah, that is the plan for this piece. The hope, the prayer, the wishful thinking, the I don't know. But I just needed like something to give me like, I don't even want to say hope, but like less despair. Like, I don't know, like we're going to manifest it. We're going to manifest it with the piece. Like, that's what we're going to do. So yeah, I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to put it down. I would like to just continue on it for the rest of the night, but, I also really want to finish the Stitch for Pride block, which now, having done this, means almost certainly it won't be done before I go to bed, but I'll be close. Like I said, I have 1 more row. It's about 250 stitches to do. So I'm going to put this down. It's going to go away until November. Yeah. So, all right. I will see you at the next check-in. Bye. Hey, y'all. It is still July 23rd. It's just been a few more hours. And I finished July Stitch for Pride. So yes, I had to take it out of the Q-snap to get the full picture because like every time I take it out of the Q-snap, I'm just so in love with this whole piece. This is July's drop, and it was in honor of Jeffrey Gibson, who is a Native American queer multimedia artist. He has done a lot with textiles and beading, and he puts like messages, like, or he like puts in his beading, like there are words. And so Dee created this pattern with like his sort of iconic like geometric, there's the word I was looking for, designs, and then with a little message inside. It says time will tell. It felt like it took me 84 years to stitch this. I didn't enjoy stitching it as much as I thought I would. I don't know why. I used this Threadworks floss, and as you can see, like, barely had enough. I had 1 6-strand length left. That's it. I don't remember the number on it because my tag fell on the floor. But yeah, so this is done until August. And if you want a sneak peek of, well, by the time you see this, it'll be out. But Dee did show what August looks like on their Flosstube, and it's like up in this area. So it's like August. I think they said then we're going back to the top. So September, October, November, December. So like it's definitely gonna come out to like here and come down. So yeah, I'm super pleased with this. I'm really pleased with myself for keeping up on this. And yeah, I feel like it definitely need like an orange and a purple to go in here because look, we have red, yellow, we need an orange, green, a couple blues, we'll need purple, I've got pink, I've got gray, yeah, we need, I feel like I could almost make this the Progress Pride flag colors, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, I will see y'all in, I have actually no idea what I'm gonna pick up next. It'll be a surprise for both of us. I'll see y'all in the next clip. I'm ready to go to bed. Bye. Hey everyone. So it is now July 24th. Again, barely. I just started stitching maybe an hour ago. I didn't like do a little clip to show you where I was because my husband was still up. We were watching TV when I pulled this out and got it on the Q-snap. But this is My Home in the Garden by Hello from Liz Matthews. I'm stitching it on 32 count Joblin from Bestitch Me called Not Another Sampler, which is almost the called for. The called for was on 36 count linen. And I started this last year on my birthday. So I started it about 10 months ago. I had gotten about 14% done. Everything to the left of this point is done. All I've done since I started up was this little box right here. I completed this box. I was only to where the little gap is down there. That's where I was. So I took it all the way to the right, up, and over to, I think I was just to the left of the F on the upper part. And then now I've started the G. You can see I've got 4 stitches of the G in. It looks a little better back like this. Yes, that looks better. I am stitching this with all of the called for Gloriana, except for 2 things. So you can't see it on here, but there is one color that on the model, it looked like a very like baby blue color, but in real life it was like a green. So I subbed out a color that I liked that looked more like the model. And then, so it reads okay-ish on camera, but like this darker yellow here, there's a lighter one and a darker one. I am using this darker one for the border, but that's actually not the called for color. The called for yellow is much darker, and I didn't want to use it in the whole border. And then I'm a little torn about if I use it in the flowers and whatnot. I went ahead and so basically I bought 3 yellows. I bought the called for, but I'm not using it so far. I bought this darker yellow and this lighter yellow. And so far all I've done is mix the medium and the light. And I don't think it gives it enough contrast in the flowers, but I'm okay with it for the individual letters. The only time I know for sure that I'll have to use the darker one is when I go to do the little beehive thing. It won't be enough contrast for me for the beehive, but I'm just unsure about how I go forward with the letters, or not with the letters, with the flowers. There's a couple flowers where they mix them. And as you can see, I've done it once where I did the medium and the light. I'm not sure if I need to do the dark and the light, or the dark and the medium. I don't know. But yeah, so those are the only changes I've made. And yeah, I'm going to, part of why I decided to pull this out was, Stephanie from Cross Stitch the Globe had a birthday last week, and it was her 40th birthday. And she started a very similarly vibed pattern from Hello from Liz Matthews that was on Liz's Patreon. And so she started a stitch along for, you know, start that pattern, start any Liz Matthews pattern, or work on a Liz Matthews whip. So, and I had been thinking about this genuinely, so I decided to pull it out and get some work on it. Yeah, so we'll see how far I can get. I would at least like to move this past the 25% mark. I have started tracking my percentage done on my spreadsheet, and I have little color categories for, basically I did like a 0 to 10, because normally my goal is to at least get 10% done, and then like a 10 to 25, 25 to 50, 50 to 75, 75 to 90, and then like a special color for, you know, 90 to 99%. So I would like to move this from the, you know, orange category to the yellow category. I think that will be really motivating to me to try to be moving projects to the next, you know, bump up in percentage categories on my spreadsheet. So, all right, I'm gonna work on this some more, and I will check in, I guess when I'm ready to put it down. I don't know, there's still a whole week left in July, so I don't know if I will work on this for the whole time that's left in July, or if I will get tired of it before then. I'll let you know. See you in the next clip. Bye. Hey everyone, it is currently Thursday, August 1st, and I'm just filming my little July wrap-up video. So I took the top part of the key snap off so you could see the whole piece where I am right now. I don't know if I am done working on this now or if I'll do some more work. I really kind of want to finish off this row. I think there's 3 more flowers and 3 or 4 more letters. But I feel like if I do finish off the row, I'm not going to want to work on the border. And so then what that is going to mean is that then the next time I pick it up, the first thing I have to do is border. So I don't know. I don't know if I should like do some border work before I put it away. We'll see. I think I am kind of ready to set this down, but what I'm not ready to do is like prep and set up a new project. So we'll see, but I've made such good progress on this. I have done about like 2,900 stitches or so on it, which is really good for me. I usually do like 1,000 to 3,000 stitches on a project, but like 3,000 is really quite kind of rare to get up that high. When I first picked it up, I had up to this flower and this letter done, so I added these 3 flowers, these 4 letters, all of these 4 flowers, these 5 letters, and the border was, you know, somewhere in this vicinity, and so I took it down. I added this whole black box, but yeah, so I love this. This is amazing. I love this piece so much. And then the only other thing that I have to show you is that yesterday I went to Whip Wednesday at Acorns and Threads, and I knew I didn't want to take this piece because when I work on Joblin, I tend to need my good strong light. And I didn't really, again, I'm not really like ready to set anything up. So also like the next thing I think I might work on is Our Home in the Forest by the Blue Flower, and that's on linen. So again, I need good light. So I was like, you know what, let me just like take a couple pieces of my 14 count Aida with me, and I will buy the floss to do a Quirky Quaker. And so I was looking at all my Quirky Quakers, and I decided that I wanted to buy the floss for the pig because the pig has such a super simple border. There's like, this is the border, and then there's just like some stitches that are inside the border, but it's super easy. So I bought the flosses for the pig and I started it. I got like 228 stitches done yesterday at the shop. And yeah, so the plans right now are definitely finish this. This is because I can't leave a Corky Quaker. Like, things that are this small have to get started and finished. So finish this, then we'll see if I go back to that or if I'm ready to put it away. And then, like I said, I think I'm either, so the things that I kind of want to do in August are Our Home in the Forest by the Blue Flower. Just get some work done on it. It's been a while since it's been since last year that I pulled it out. I also would like to get out Beachcomber by Lindy Stitches, because I would like to finally finish off the very, very top of the piece. Like, there's some doodads across the top that need to be done, and then it is a good contender for me to take to Penwist with me, but I just don't, if I take it to Penwist with me, I don't want to be working on the top. I want to be able to move down to the middle part of the chart, which has a really big box that's like a quote with a bunch of fill-in. So if I take it to Penwist, I don't want to be working on the little doodads and stuff. So I'd like to get the doodads at the top done so that if I take it, I can just fully be in the middle part of the chart. Also, I want to get out Coffee and Eggs again and go ahead and prep for some fill-in stitches. I can outline the eggs that she's holding because I can count off the branch, and I could also I don't know if I'll outline the rainbow, because like I think the rainbow colors are only 4 or 5 stitches wide, and I think it would actually annoy me more to outline in the moment than it would to just be counting at Penwist. It's not hard counting, you know? So, but I could at least outline the eggs, and yeah, so I want to get that back out. Stitch for Pride, of course, have to keep up on that. And then there was one more chart that I was thinking about, that I think I was thinking about touching, but I don't remember now. But for sure, Beachcomber, Our Home in the Forest, Stitch for Pride, Coffee and Eggs. So yeah, those are the plans for this next month. And yeah, I was really happy with my final stitch count for the month. Even though I only did stitching 20 days out of the 31, which is like almost my worst. Actually, that might be my worst month. No, not quite. April was worse. April, I only stitched 18 days out of 30 days. But they're comparable. But in April, I only did like 5,400 stitches or something like that. In July, I ended at 6,869, I believe. So almost 6,900 stitches. And that I did the math, that's an average of 343 stitches a day if I stitched on the day, which is my second highest day or my second highest month for stitches per day. My highest was 350. So I thought this month was going to be really bad for stitching, but it turns out it was actually pretty good, all things considered. You know, I had 8 days where I didn't even have stitching with me available to stitch, which just means that there was like 3 days besides when I was gone that I didn't stitch. So yeah, it was a good month. And yeah, so I'll get this all edited, get it up on the YouTubes, start filming the August vlog. Also, I am gonna put out soon. I was like seeing everybody do whip parades, and I was like, oh, do I want to do a whip parade? And then I was like, no, I'll just do it in September when I normally do it. Well, actually like October, because the thing is I started them around my birthday when I first started doing them, and so I always wanted to keep it like annually.
But then because I always do a birthday start now, I was pushing it until like the first week of October so that I could show the progress on my birthday start. So really that means I'm doing whip parades in October. So I decided though this year that I don't want to do it in September or October, whatever. I don't want to do it in October because since I'm tracking my stitching now, I'm tracking how many stitches I've done, you know, every week, every month. I'm also tracking how many stitches I add to a project. My long-term projects anyways, like if it's something I started and finished in the year, I'm not writing that down. I could just go find that information if I wanted to. But what I'm most interested in is, you know, how many stitches did I add to this multi-year project in a specific year? So I'm tracking that now. And I also realized that by the end of the year, like I was looking at which whips I have worked on this year and which whips I have not worked on this year. By the end of the year, I will have worked on all my whips because there's really only a few left that I haven't touched this year. And between like doing, you know, October stitching and holiday stitching, I'm going to hit all of them. I'm going to. So I'm going to save my whip parade for the end of the year. Well, I'm going to save it for the first week of the new year so that I can actually give all of my 2024 stats, all the stitches that I did. I can show the whip and say how many stitches I added since, you know, the previous time that it was seen. But what I am going to do is I'm going to film a short video. I'm thinking it'll be like 10 minutes long probably of all of my I just like have the cover pictures of all my whips and just like show those and talk a little bit about like what I have touched already and what I plan, you know, if it's something that I haven't worked on already this year, then when I plan to work on it. So I'm gonna film that and put that out as a little extra soon, probably really soon. Yeah, so all right, that's enough rambling from me. If like I said, I believe I say at the beginning of my videos, if you're brand new here, I hope you like something and you decide to stick around. If you're returning, thank you so much for your continued support. I love all of you, and stay safe, happy stitching. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.